Hello Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to read your tarot cards. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Take away only what resonates for you and please release the rest. Do remember you're accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions, so always best to trust your own intuition above all else. Let's set the intention to get my Sagittarius gang some clear, helpful, and insightful messages wherever they are currently at on their spiritual path. All right, let's do it for Sag. I feel like you've had a lot of good readings lately, Sag. So let's see what's coming through in this week's reading. What is showing up in the past? How is the past going to inform this reading? The Page of Water. All right, so something very zen, very mellow, being in the flow of things, right? As I said that, I'm like, some of you are getting your monthly gift, so to say. Anyway, in the flow, right? So how is that impacting the future? This is just being at peace with something, especially if you've had a challenging relationship with a child recently, or temper tantrums, or it doesn't matter how old your child is, but yeah, for those who relate to that, or you could be the child, something with a parent, it's like you've reached some sort of common ground or middle ground, and the tension is starting to cease. I like that. So how is this impacting Sagittarius currently in the present? The Eight of Water. Yeah, so there's kind of like a live and let live, let it go, forgive easily, apologize easily, and then, ultimately move on. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're moving on from something or someone. It's just you're moving past like the rocky emotions, Saturn energy with the Eight of Cups. It's like there's going to be things that challenge us and trigger us. And sometimes it's brave to know when to walk away, but sometimes it's brave to not run from your problems. And I told Gemini the same thing. So there's like a similar theme coming out in that reading. So let's keep going and see what's up here. Yeah, I think if this is relationship oriented for you, whether it's romantic, platonic, etc., there could have been something where, there was just a little bit of chaotic energy, a little bit of like, I'm sort of getting unspoken feelings, like tension. And, maybe it's more like romantic sexual tension, but for most of you, it feels more like a little bit of an argument or a tiny bit of a disagreement, a fight. And so maybe you had to walk away and get like a fresh perspective, and then you can come back to it more ready to talk about what happened and to move on. And possibly move on together. That may have culminated at a full moon for some of you. Yeah, especially eclipse season 2 is upon us, so that could be. All right, so what is supporting Sagittarius at this time? The Rook. So the Tower, interesting, the Tower. So the Tower, if it's coming through and what's helping you, the Tower in this sense is going to be a gift in that it's illuminating you illuminating you to the wherever you are stuck and sort of like your blind side is sort of what I'm getting, right? When we're in Tower energy, we're kind of dancing with the devil, and the devil in tarot represents something that is inhibiting our growth and not allowing us to develop spiritually or in a healthy way. Sometimes it can be addictions, it can be codependency, it can be obsession, it can be workaholic, whatever it is. So when the Tower comes through, and even this Tower, it feels kind of mild. Like it's almost like she's doing a dance around it. And that almost says to me too, like dancing around the elephant in the room or not wanting to address what clearly needs to be addressed in order to heal this or move on from it or fix it. Yeah, so ultimately it's like, where were we keeping ourselves back? Where were we stuck? Where were we not communicating? Where were we hoping the other person was going to psychically interpret how we were feeling, right? When really we may have to come out with it and have what could be a difficult conversation or a challenging one, because with Cups energy, it puts you in a spot of being a little bit more vulnerable. You have to open up, you have to share what's going on in your heart space. But with the Tower, what's going to help you, what supports you, is some sort of illumination or positive breakthrough. So I don't actually get that this is full on walking away, like I'm done, mic drop, peace out, I'm never coming back. Especially not with the Page of Cups. There's like a very sensitive, cute, innocent, gingerly energy to the page, right? Sometimes it's quite literally children in our life, or it's something soft. It's like you almost want to approach it as if this person were a child or a pet or something. It's like where your instincts are to immediately nurture it. You're not looking to make it feel bad or criticize it or bully it, right? And maybe this is you, right? Maybe at one point in time you were beating yourself up about something and you're kind of understanding, I don't have to do that. Like, it's a learning curve for me, and I have to show myself compassion and be patient with myself, and ultimately like aligning to peace. Yeah, so I love that the Tower's coming through and what's available to you, because it's some sort of flash of insight, some sort of breakthrough. If you are feeling stuck, and in Pisces season, you likely were feeling a little bit of that, just based because it's a sign that naturally kind of squares, Sagittarian energy. So, maybe stuff is going on at home that you had to focus on, but ultimately, yeah, there's a breakthrough. There's some sort of flash of insight where it's like, oh, I see where I can fix this. I know how to move forward. And you may have had to address something that transpired in the past, particularly a conversation that did bring up a lot of emotions, or did trigger you from something that happened in the past. So what qualities is Sagittarius being asked to embrace? What qualities would they need right now? Advice on how to help them grow. The Nine of Earth. All right, so I do like that card. That's about owning confidence, knowing what skills and values you bring to the table, and knowing that you're worthy. For a lot of you, it's like something maybe shook your confidence, or shying away from something, avoiding a conversation. And for some of you, it may even have to do with like putting your feelings out on the line, or saying the thing that you want to say to a certain person in your life. Because I don't know, maybe it's like you're almost writing it off as, oh, that could never be, like even in terms of like asking for a promotion or this or that, it's like, as much as I want it, and on some days I think I deserve it, when I actually put myself sort of in the position to ask that person for what I want or what I need, or to express myself, Page of Cups, especially emotionally, like, reciprocating feelings or whatever, I think there's something that it's like it knocks your confidence a little bit to do that. But the universe is saying, no, go in leaning into that confidence, because ultimately, like, I'm sort of hearing like the worst they can say is no. And some of you, I'm also hearing the backlash of, oh no, they could say a lot worse things than no. But I don't think that's how this is going to go. I just don't get that, especially in what supports you. It's something that maybe you don't see coming. This does have to do with your own growth and maturity in a really beautiful way. And true to form, a lot of times the person that holds us back the most is us. It's very easy to sort of project that onto a boss figure or a supervisor or a superior, and like, oh, well, they won't give me the raise. They don't see my value. But really, we teach people how to value us. So the minute you know in your heart of hearts, I deserve that raise, I deserve more money, or, I deserve to be in a healthy, loving connection where, this person treats me like the badass, awesome person that I am, then that's going to be reflected back to you. It's like, the universe, God, source, spirit, whatever you believe in, they don't always understand the inner workings of our brain, because that's like a different language. That's like a Mercury language, right? Like the details, the data, it's like, well, the strategy. Ultimately, though, it's like the energy you project and the energy that you sort of inhibit, and the vibration that you kind of exist in, that is what gets mirrored back to you. It's not so much the specifics of like, if I do this, I will get that, tit for tat. It doesn't work that way. It's more like when you raise your vibration to be like, I am love and I radiate love. Well, then the universe is like, oh, okay, that's how they vibe. That's what they want. That's what they're looking for. Like, show them love, give them love. So same with value. So for some of you, it's like, yeah, you may ask for a raise or something that helps you more, or puts you in a more advantageous spot financially, or you're more seen, you're more in the spotlight. For some of you, it's like it's a nervous thing that you have to work your way up to, or be courageous in asking for. But I think a lot of you, you're going to get really fabulous results. A lot of you, it's like you were about to have this conversation and you walked away because of fear. Saturn and with that kind of Saturn energy that's coming through prior to the Tower. Yeah, it's like you were about to do something and then you talked yourself out of it, but probably because of lack of self-worth. And I don't think you were operating on that mentality consciously. I don't think you're watching this going, yeah, no, I didn't think I deserved it. Maybe some of you are, but for most of you, it's like that inner demon, that shadow side of us that wants to keep us safe and protected, but that usually manifests as self-sabotage. So again, that's just something to be aware of. And the beautiful thing is the Tower will illuminate that. Some sort of unexpected shift or change, it liberates you. It breaks you free from something that was keeping you in the dark, or lost, or hidden, or it's like keeping something very internalized that needs to be expressed outwardly. Page of Cups. All right, so what is known about the scenario? What is known? What are the facts? What is the reality? What's something we have to consider moving forward that is an absolute? Let's see, the Suspended Man. So that's the Hangman. So things are still in flux. we don't know all the answers yet. There's more to be discovered here. And also give yourself, again, compassion and something about ease and grace as you transition into this new chapter or to this new role or in this new relationship. Things are still unfolding, and I'm hearing things are coming together. This may involve a Pisces or a Cancer, or even a Scorpio, but specifically Cancer with the dark and the light horses coming together. It feels very Chariot energy. Maybe it has something to do with your home and moving as well. You know, if it's not literally a Cancer, it can be like that, you know, Cancerian energy, right, which rules the home, family, you know, our history, our roots, our legacy, our ancestry, that sort of thing, real estate. Yeah, things are still in flux. Things are unknown. We don't have a clear answer. There's more changes developing too, even more so than you know, like after this tower. It's like a domino effect. It's like one change leads to another. And that's by no means a bad message. It's nothing to fear. But the hangman very much symbolically is like the chrysalis, or whatever you call it, like the caterpillar that's still in the cocoon. Like it hasn't emerged as the butterfly yet. It's like it's suspended up in air because it's still cooking. It's still growing. It's still developing. It's not ready to fly yet, essentially, right? That feels very Sagittarian. Like we're not quite ready to fly yet. So I'm almost wanting to say too, with that, you have to dot your I's, cross your T's, whatever that expression is. You might need to go back to the drawing board and edit or fix or revisit. Or if something was expressed and didn't go the way you had planned, maybe you're revisiting it a second time around and you're going in now with more confidence because you have a better understanding, like in with hangman mode. Or if you're not going in with more confidence, though I do think that's what you're being advised to do, it's almost like by revisiting something a second time, you get better results. Because it's like I'm not saying you had to fail the first time, but you had to see what you were doing wrong or why something wasn't working the first time around, so that when you go to revisit it, the results, I think, are much better. Like I'm kind of seeing dollar signs in the eyes. I think the results are much better than you're anticipating because there's something else unexpected about this energy, this storyline, the characters involved here, something that you don't fully see. So when you come in to do your thing or whatever this is, you're like, oh, that actually went really well. And so don't look at the delays or the hang-ups as a punishment. It's actually a blessing in disguise. It truly is a gift because it's giving you more time to get ready, get prepared, get comfortable, understand things from a different perspective. And you know, with this, a lot of watery energy, there is something valuable about checking in with your emotions here, Sagittarius. These two horses are coming together. They want to collaborate. They want to form a strong team. They want to play. Maybe if this is your partner, it's like you guys had to, I'm not saying you separated, but it's like you had individual paths that you were really pursuing or needed to immerse yourself in, and now you're going to come back together and break bread again in like a different, it's like a more informed way. It's like separate but together, like alone together, or something about like maybe your person had to go off on a business trip, or you had to go back to school and get some sort of degree, and like I'm not saying, yeah, it's not even necessarily that you had to have separated, or maybe you did, you know, maybe this is a person from the past, or whatever it is. Maybe it's a collaboration from an old coworker, and you guys are gonna, like, you know, forge some sort of strong bond or friendship or financial some sort of financial gain with this person, but it hasn't quite cooked yet. It's not quite all there. And so don't make any rash action or decision based on what you know now. I would leave it a little bit open-ended or loosey-goosey, again, because there's more to be discovered. It's not bad. It's not saying don't. It's just, to me, it's saying be flexible and be open-minded, because there's an absolute need for adaptability, because change here is inevitable. Something isn't coming in as the full form that it's going to be. It's going to change a little bit, but I do think it's going to be for the better. You have no reason not to be confident of this and to say yes, to feel that you are worthy and deserving of this. What is unknown? What is hidden? What do we not see? The Five of Earth. Yeah, there's more going on behind the scenes. Like, I almost see this as, this is almost coming through as like your angel guides or your spirit guides helping you to manifest something, but like it's not built yet. It hasn't fully been fleshed out yet. Others of you, you know, the Five of Earth can be a little bit of stirred up feelings. It can be drama and chaos and fighting energy. But for others of you, it's like this more passionate dance. It's like we have a lot of energy and it needs an outlet. And so rather than putting that sort of is surly the right word? It's like agitated energy. Some of you are just like, I just want to do it. Like, I just want to move forward with it. That, very fire sign energy, like, let's go. And the universe is saying, with the hangman, though, we know we can't. So let's take that agitated energy that wants to go and put it into something that would be of use with that energy. Whatever it is, hitting up the gym or doing some sort of creative project, or, putting work into your side hustle if the main thing isn't really, evolving and progressing at the speed you like. This almost shows up to me as like self-sabotaging energy of feeling conflicted, feeling strife, feeling struggle, and wanting to just 8 of Cups. It's like wanting to just be like, you know what, F it, let's go. And I think the universe is saying, don't do that. Don't use self-sabotage. Like, this is worth waiting for. It's earthy energy. So, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some patience, which is incredibly frustrating, right? To people who have strong fire in their chart. I have a super strong Mars, so like I am the most impatient person ever when there's something I really want, right? So maybe you relate to that. There's a desire to go, 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 and the universe is saying, careful with that. And I don't do fear-based messages, but because it's coming up in what you don't see here, it's like you could self-sabotage this by I'm almost hearing too many cooks in the kitchen. That's one phrase, right? I have too many people involved on something that needs to be sort of have strong leadership, and not maybe asking for other people's advice or opinion unnecessarily. Others of you, it's just like this like hearing the whistle and just wanting to run the race, but being told, oh no, you have to wait. It's not your turn yet. Like that's actually that's a perfect expression. It's like, it's not your turn yet. You got to wait a little bit longer. And you're just like, Page of Cups can be like pouting. Like, what do you mean it's not my turn? Kicks rocks, right? It's like you want to go and the universe is like, I hear you. I got you. But remember, what vibration are you giving off? If you're giving off kind of this sassy, surly, kind of pissed off energy, careful, because then you may manifest something like that. So, fall into the space of gratitude and understanding that patience is a virtue. I know, I hear that and my stomach literally turns, because that's a life lesson that I'm still very much learning. I'm such a go, go, go person, and it kills me when things aren't going at the speed I want. Not that I'm trying to project that onto this reading by any means. That might not be you, Sagittarius, but I do see that kind of energy here. And you are a fire sign. Fire signs like to keep it moving, especially Sagittarius. It's like you're mutable. It's like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, we don't want to get stuck doing anything for too long. That feels very Sagittarian to me. So what is the outcome? What is the future outcome here? The moon. Okay. So these two figures that are trying to merge and come together, they do. And it's really happy and it's really joyous and it's really celebratory. Again, the imagery of something about manifestations on the moon, I do think for a lot of you, this has to do with eclipse season. Again, Pisces energy is so strong with the moon, but also there's like a little crab in here. And that's what I was getting earlier with these two horses coming together, like chariot energy. And not only that, I mean, horses I very much associate with Sagittarius too. Anyway, I don't know why I'm listing the signs. Sometimes those just get channeled through and are meant to come out. I think there's going to be I'm hearing like hootin' and hollerin', which is such an old-timey thing to say. But it's like, I'm literally seeing people at like some sort of sporting event or athletic event where they're watching their favorite athlete perform and they're like going nuts in the bleachers and the stadium. It's like they have the face paint on, the chubby guy's not wearing his shirt, he's sweating, he's drinking a beer, and he's just like, he's living his best life. He's just like, oh my God, this is awesome. That's what I get from this moon card. There's like howling at the moon. It's like we can finally release some sort of pent up energy. But again, it's not in like this healthy devil way of like, I'm gonna go out and use because like I don't know what to do. Like, it's not like this, oh my God, I need a hit. It's like this releasing of some sort of internal chaos, or this, what is being held internally, it can finally be externalized and in a way where we can celebrate. Like, we're releasing it because we've done this almost has to do with like a maturity or understanding how to channel your energy in a productive way that helps you and doesn't self-sabotage you. That's the best way I can put this. And at the end, the results are beautiful. And with the moon and the tower helping you, there's something very unexpected about this outcome that it's going to be elation. It's going to make you so happy, Sagittarius. This is just like you on a complete high because life is just throwing you blessings left and right, possibly in multiple areas of your life. For some of you, it's just extreme compatibility in a relationship, a team dynamic, a friendship. So it's like someone wants to dance with you. And I don't know what this is symbolic of, guys. Like, bear with me. And I don't mean this literally, but it's like we talked about when the tower comes through, it's like you're in the darkness, you're dancing with the devil, only you don't know. Meaning you're engaging in energy that isn't helpful to your growth. It's become a habit, it's become a pattern, it's become toxic, but in a way where you were blind to it, you didn't see. And so when this liberation comes through, it's like you're able to look back and see that you were stuck in a habit or a pattern or a lifestyle that really was holding you back. And now it feels like you've slayed that dragon. You've conquered that. And now it's like your life has gotten some sort of upgrade and there's a new dance partner, only it's a healthy one. Does that make sense? It's like you're no longer dancing in the I just heard dancing in the dark. A little Bruce Springsteen reference there. No, it's like you're no longer dancing in the dark with the devil, whatever. I just sound ridiculous right now. It sounds like a Dr. Seuss poem. You got a new dance partner. Your life has been upgraded. There's someone else who wants to work with you, and they bring like this nice, almost like angelic type presence. Like there's a very, very interesting contrast between light and dark, and who and what you're engaging with. Yeah, I like that. I like that very much. You can't start a fire. Just kidding. I'm not even tired. I slept really well last night. I'm just loopy because I'm in Sagittarian energy where things are just funnier when you read Sagittarius energy. All right, this says interesting full moon eclipse. So we are headed into eclipse season, baby. Get ready. Buckle up. It says conclusions are reached within. Yeah, this is about internal growth as we've said, but yeah, amazing. So amazing. Look at all this full moon imagery too, which don't get me wrong, that appears fairly frequently on tarot cards, but I mean, let's see, how many cards do we have? We have like 7 cards here from a deck. Like 4 of them have full moons, so I do think that is symbolic here. And then this says a time to give rather than to take, a new moon in Virgo. Excuse me. Last but not least, oh no, where's my, oh, it's right in front of me. I'm such a noob. Oracle of Mystical Moments. All right, this says Miss Sunshine. We're going to read about this. These are short and sweet and to the point. 17 makes me think of, is that the moon? I think, no, the moon is 18, sorry. So the star, wish fulfillment, wish is coming true. Again, follows like the tower, which is 16 into 17. It's like healing after an experience that shook you, but in this scenario, it shook you in a good way. Like it woke you up. It shook you to be like, hey, you got to do better. You got to do this. Or, hey, we have to go after our dreams. They're not just going to materialize and fall into our lap. This is like finding that, I'm hearing the word inertia, but for a lot of you, it's finding the patience to go after it. I hope that makes sense. 17. Sun, light, energy, courage, and clarity. A woman rises high into the sky. Her hair shines bright like the sun. Her skirt looks like a huge building. She comes from a darker place. Beneath her lies gloom and shadow, but her light is glowing. She is like the energy of life and the sun of the universe. She focuses her intentions on the positive and is able to gain clarity. She leaves the night and fears behind. Well, there you go. That's leaving the darkness behind. All right, Sag, thanks for joining me today. I hope this was helpful. I hope it made sense to some of you out there. Let me know in the comments below. Please do hit the like button, show me some love. If you want to leave a positive comment, if you want to subscribe to the channel, all that would be fantastic. It helps my channel grow, and that's ultimately my goal here. Hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post readings in the future. And if you want more content from me, I am on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for joining me today, Sagittarius. Sending you all the best, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.